And our next pair on the right lane there, that is Spencer Massey. Antron Brown is over on the left. And we want to show you something. This was McMillan when he came around to the top end. Popping, sputtering. Gary Gerald, what was going on?
Well, when Terry got out of the cockpit, Paul, he said he thought he'd thrown the rods out. Well, then the crew got here and they looked and they turned the motor over and said, no, that is not the case. But then there was a little bit of oil that dropped down underneath that power plant, and they determined that apparently something broke at the front of the engine. They were headed back to the pits to try to determine exactly what.
But Gary, that oil dropped after he was off the track, so he's
yes.
Cool on the run itself.
Yes, there was no cleanup on the track, so no oil on the track that we were aware of.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, it looks like it might have possibly burned a couple pistons because we saw smoke coming out of the overflow tank and the oil out of the front. When that happens, it builds pressure up and sometimes pushes out that front gasket. That's where the oil comes from.
Remember Antron Brown last week in the final round? Parachute popped out, ended up the runner-up. Antron's in trouble. Let's see where Spencer takes it. 388, 315 miles an hour. That'll put him in fifth, but Antron Brown will just have one more session to go to get out of the bottom half of the field.
A little bit of a surprise from Antron as we go on board with him. We haven't seen much tire smoke early in the run, and it might have been a condition there where we'd have to look at it again, but maybe it went out there and just was a little bit too tight and went into tire shake. Watch the rear tire. Boy, it really hiked the front end up good. That means it was hooked. Yep, you saw the tire shake, and as soon as it started spinning the tires, it went up in tire smoke. A lot of times the fix for that is you got to run the car harder and faster early to keep that from happening.
Now back in the staging lanes, Robert Height and his crew getting ready. Remember, he set a new national record just a week ago, and he has been very formidable this year. The team has been formidable. John Force has not yet won this year.